Hello, this is Goku 4-1. I'm back here with a first thoughts video on a movie that I just found out about, actually. I went on to IMDb and I noticed that right now they're currently, I believe Warner Brothers is in production of making a Bleach film. Now, I know absolutely nothing about this film. So this is going to be me talking about if I think this is a good idea, and also me giving a pitch on if I was making this film, what I would do with it. A 3-movie arc pitch. So let's begin right now. Okay. When Dragon Ball came out, or when they had confirmed Dragon Ball was coming out, and they were making the movie, I was telling all my friends, they're gonna make Naruto, they're gonna make Bleach. And I knew they were. I'm positive there will be a Naruto movie in the next 5 years. The reason why I'm so positive on this is that they come in flocks. They do this because there's money to be had. And Dragon Ball was first, and Dragon Ball was done horribly as an adaptation. It was not done accurately. The characters weren't done right. So it was the first test subject. And just because it failed doesn't mean they're going to stop making them. Because comic book movies failed, a bunch of them did bad. And they were bad films. But it took a couple good ones to really get the thing going. And most of the really good comic book films are based off of graphic novels. Are directly based off graphic novels, like Watchmen or V for Vendetta. Those are the really good ones. And Sin City, but that's directly based off a couple of issues, and they did those accurately. And so you're taking good stories and you're translating them good. Same thing with Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is good films because you're taking source material and you're doing justice to the source material. That's how you make a good film. Because people, for the most part, the fans want to see something accurate. Now, you don't have to be completely accurate because you are trying to get a wider audience into this. But if you go accurate to a certain degree, you will get the fans there liking it. Now, Bleach is definitely one of these animes that you have to use Japanese actors. Ichigo has to be played by a Japanese person. And anybody in Ichigo, anybody in the real world, has to be Japanese. You can get away with having a couple of the Soul Reapers that are not human, or they're human but they're dead. A couple of dead people be other than Japanese, like Rikyo. Simply because you don't know what they never actually confirm if they're Japanese. Even though it's Japanese culture in the Seirti, they never really say they're Japanese, and you don't know for a fact if everybody there is Japanese. The reason why Ichigo and anybody in Ichigo's school and Ichigo's father and all those people have to be Japanese is for the simple reason that it's in Japan. Akira is pissing me off because it's not going to be in Japan. Anything that says a certain location should be in that certain location, because it's there. They're saying it's there. I mean, if I made a Lord of the Rings film, if I made a second version of Lord of the Rings, and I made it in Toronto, if I set the events of the movie in Toronto, for instance, people would be like, no, it's not Middle Earth, it's Toronto, why the hell is it in Canada? Same thing with that. Things like Pokemon, and, even things like Avatar can somewhat get away with it, because Avatar doesn't really, kind of where everybody's from, and they should have went better with the nationalities, but they don't actually, it's not actually in a real world, so you have some leeway. And yeah, you had some leeway with Lord of the Rings, of course, but you still want it to be set in the location it is. It is that world, and you need to make it look like that world to a degree. I think Bleach is really, really good for a film. I think that the story is more condensed, meaning that there's more structure. Dragon Ball Z is all about these long, drawn-out fights, and Dragon Ball was never really good for a film, because it's more about one-episode story arcs of comedy, and it doesn't really work for a film. Okay, now for my pitch on a Bleach movie. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this as quick as I can, but here I go. Movie 1 is Season 1. You do got a little bit of leeway of where you end it. But Season 1 was Ichigo becoming a Soul Reaper, finding out about the guy with the bow. I forgot his name. I haven't watched the anime in a while. And really figuring out how to be a Soul Reaper, and that works for a film, because that's setup film, and that's exactly what this would be. And the climax of the film would have to be one of two things. You can't have the training section in the first film, I don't think. You'd probably have to put that off to the second film. The climax would be either them fighting the Dozen Hollows, or most likely it would be the fight between Ichigo and the red-haired guy. I don't know. I'm really bad with names. Yeah. But it would either be that. And yes, I do watch the anime. Please do not say I'm a poser. I'm bad with names. If you ask me any question about the anime other than random names, I could probably give you an answer. I've gotten all the way up to where Ichigo has defeated Green Jow. So that's where I am. I think he's defeated, but yeah, it's not important. He fought Green Jow. Really cool fight. And then it ended. Yeah, and they haven't done any more dubbed. I watch it dubbed, yeah, please complain. Okay, so that's the first film. The second film is, yet again, the second season, or the first half of them in the Soul Society. And this also has a very good capper. The fight between Ichigo and the red-hair guy, once again. Yeah, they're always fighting. And it's really good. I mean, it's a really good ending, I think. And, yeah. Don't change any names, and don't change characters. That's a big thing Dragon Ball did. They changed characters, and that's the thing you can't do. Goku was fun and playful, and in the movie, he was depressed and a downer. That's completely different. And so Ichigo still has to be Ichigo. I still want the characters to be themselves. And then, yes, if you see where I'm going, the third film would be most likely the third season, where you finish it off. You have Soul Reaper against Soul Reaper, and you end it with and near the end you would have Ichigo versus Rukia's brother, and then the end would be the guy with the squinty eyes. I forgot what his name is. The white-haired, tall guy. Very bad with names. Yeah. Please comment if you know any of these names. Yeah. But yeah, it'd definitely be him revealing that he's been the bad guy all along, and that'd be the end, and that would be the movie. And you could always do another trilogy, or continue doing a fourth movie and go from there. But that is a structure. That is a movie that has a beginning, a middle, and the end. And you might even want to do something more ending. But that is an end. That is a finale. Things did conclude to a certain degree. Obviously, it's an ongoing anime. Hello, this is Goku 4-1. I'm back here with a first thoughts video on a movie that I just found out about, actually. I went on to IMDb and I noticed that right now they're currently, I believe Warner Brothers is in production of making a Bleach film. Now, I know absolutely nothing about this film. So this is going to be me talking about if I think this is a good idea. And also me giving a pitch on if I was making this film, what I would do with it. A 3-movie arc pitch. So let's begin right now.